And speaking of unexpected properties getting scooped up, Leo, there's a very interesting crossover coming up in 2025, if I'm reading this correctly, right?
Yeah, let me here we go.
Bum-ba-dum.
I know. Okay. Let me make sure I got the correct button here. Okay, so we all know Disney and Marvel have been making some awesome crossovers lately. Donald Duck as Thor and even Wolverine, Mickey and crew as the Avengers. So I think DC's been feeling a little left out. So they've
Hmm.
decided. Uh, so hold on to your rings, everybody. Not your Green Lantern ring, but your gold rings, because
Hmm.
Justice League is about to meet Sonic the Hedgehog and his speedy squad in a crossover event that's more unexpected than Superman mistaking the Chaos Emerald for kryptonite.
Ooh.
Leo, just keep
Uh,
going.
yeah. So Ivo Griskovich, the big cheese of Sonic at SEGA,
Hmm.
spilled the beans during their annual Sonic Central live stream. So it's going to be a 5-issue comic book series, and it's launching in March of 2025. This
Hmm.
Speed of Light adventure will run monthly until July, and the artist is going to be Ian Flynn, the mastermind behind the current Sonic comic series. And if anybody that can make Superman and Sonic work, he's definitely going to be the guy. So,
Oh yeah.
but wait, there's more. Remember, Batman Day back in September wasn't too far away, just a couple weeks.
Hmm.
So, that
Hmm.
mysterious video of Shadow rocking out his own Batman suit. That was
Hmm.
just beginning. Warner Brothers and Sega are cooking up a whole smorgasbord of merchandise. It's all about the
Yeah.
merchandising, the flamethrower. So we're talking
Da-da-da-da-da.
toys, clothes, collectibles, the works, and you'll have to wait until late 2025 for that stuff to hit the shelves. But I think it'll
Mhm.
be worth it. I mean, Sonic and
Next picture.
Batman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next
next
picture.
picture. Next picture. Oh
We
yeah,
made
thank
3 pictures for this. Next picture.
You know?
Yeah. So whether
There you
you're a
go.
long Justice League fan or just been spinning through Green Hill Zone since the '90s, like I have, this
Right.
crossover is going to be fast in the Flash and more cool than Chaos Emerald. So mark your
Oh.
calendars, March 2025.
But I'm sorry. I don't know why, but Tails as Cyborg is just that's terrifying to me. That is just cute, and then God, Shadow as Batman. God, that
That
makes so
works.
much sense.
Yeah.
I will also say this: Ian Flynn, who has been the writer of Sonic for ages, he was also doing um, Mega Man back in the day, and I love that book. And I actually got to meet him at a New York Comic Con a couple of years ago. He's the nicest guy, and he loves both properties. I mean, if you ever really want a great book, I would definitely recommend. He did this fantastic storyline crossing over Sonic and Mega Man. Ah, just chef's kiss, fantastic. So there's no doubt that he would be the the writer for this. He's proved he can handle crossovers so well. But I'm just for me, I'm like Justice League and Team Sonic. I was like, yo, I thought
Mm.
Wily and Eggman crossing over was dangerous, but now I'm like Eggman and like Lex Luthor. Good lord, that's gonna be
Okay,
dangerous.
so hear me out. I know this is totally crazy, but Warner Brothers Games has been feeling a bit of pressure because Suicide Squad was an absolutely abysmal release that
Hmm.
they are going back to the drawing board essentially with Batman. What if it's like a Batman Sonic game that's like cell shaded?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Not for
mean,
me. But
I mean, listen, Leo. Just briefly before we get to the last story of the night, you have Sonic 3. Fucking hell. You have Sonic 3 coming out. You have Shadow is going to be like the kind of sort of big bad, the way that Knuckles was last time. It's the implication there.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's a perfect time to really incorporate him, especially with with the Sonic movies being so well liked and received, and you can pair. It's like the Justice League and the Avengers. You can pair with anybody. I mean, right now you have the Avengers with Ultraman, so anything's possible as long as the story's legit. So
Yeah.
we'll see,
I,
you know?
I'm on a very different spectrum of gaming than a lot of you guys are because of what I can play,
Mm,
due to like graphic styles and things. And I can do a lot of like World of Warcraft kind of stuff as long as I turn down the effects and the spell casting and everything. I don't get
mm,
to see as much of the game. But we were talking on Colin Bunn's server about video games the other day and like what everybody wants to play. And we were talking about horror games. And like back in the day, do you guys remember there was like D, The Seventh Guest, and all of
mhm.
those that were like kind of a mystery storytelling game? I
Yeah.
think it would be awesome to have Batman in that kind of a thing where you could go through, and maybe there is, and I just don't know about it. But you go through, be
Mm,
like solving mysteries and going through puzzles. But based on what clues you pick up, you might be going in the right direction, and you might not. And so, have the
Yeah,
battles and things or whatever. But I think that would be
th-
great. Do they do
I
anything
I
like
feel
that?
like,
Because I would love
I
it.
don't. Yeah, I think it was. I want to say Telltale Adventures.
yeah,
Um,
because that kind of sounds like what they did with the Arkham games. Like you had the side quests and things you picked up. Would lead to certain side adventures within the main storyline. But I think also you're right, Leo. There was definitely one or two Batman. I think like Telltale. Yeah, that sounds like
yeah.
right up your alley.
Yep.
You know.
It just sounds like fun that, especially if you really got off on you're like, oh, I'm all about this on this clue, and you're
Right.
totally wrong, and it just keeps leading you off on the wrong track because
Not the wrong
you
track.
don't know until you figure out like, oh, this plus this equals that was wrong, so this goes here on my board or however you'd
Right.
organize it. But
Right. Right.
that's
Okay.
okay. So designers, give me that game, please. Thank you.
Cool. There you go. All right.
Excelsior!